Yes, people, welcome to Fake Football TV. I'm your boy Manny, the fake football fan, and we're here for the first time with a live audience. Yes, people, thank you very much for tuning in, man. Already, Yan City's getting all the love already. Yan City. They wanted to see you, man. How you doing, man? How's everyone doing?
Good.
Yes, good. So we've got Yannicka from the Geldem podcast on Sarcasm TV. We've got man like Danny from Devil in the Details, Mike from 3-in-1 midfield, and we've got First XI as well. So how's everyone doing? Everyone good, yeah?
Yeah.
Good, man. So we'll go straight into it.
Sorry, you startled me. I thought you said 3-in-1 midfield. Then I read it properly. It says 3-in midfield.
3-in midfield.
Oh, 3-in midfield podcast, you know?
No, I thought you said 3-in-1. I was like, what type of midfield is that?
I did. I legitimately think I said 3-in-1, you know? I legitimately think I said 3-in-1.
That's calm.
Okay.
That's calm.
Yeah, man. So obviously international football and all of that. How's everyone found it, international football?
Don't get me started on it. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with internationals anyway, right? I don't like them anyway. And then you want to throw in a friendly during a pandemic and a condensed season? No, I don't want to hear about it. Don't want to see it. I'd rather just three or 4 weeks off. The players had a few weeks off. I'd rather that and get back to the Prem. I'm not interested in it.
Yeah, I've always hated the pace of international football. One doesn't help. So even with the fans in the stadium, I rarely enjoy friendlies. Even the qualifiers sometimes. If it's not big teams playing, then I rarely enjoy it because the pace is so slow. It's like watching old school Italian football. You made some good points, Manny. I've always wanted them just to have no international football during the season and just let them work towards tournament. Just let them have the players. End the season early. Players are yours. You don't have to cry. You know who's fit. You've got time for friendlies and qualifiers and maybe a mini break before the tournament so you can work through your injuries, blah, blah, blah. Like,
but it's worse than that, Danny. It's worse than that. Do you know the worst thing?
But even in normal circumstances, I don't like international football. So with COVID, it's just.
Yeah, but the worst thing about it is it's not even like there's any consistency in the England team. Like, we're talking about the England team, it's always a different lineup. There's always different players thrown in. There's too many young players thrown in, like, who shouldn't even be in there for me. Like, you shouldn't be throwing 3 or 4 in at a time anyway. There's a reason why there's the under-23s, under-21s, under-18s. I don't want to see it. If there was some consistency, you had a spine of a team, you bring in 1 or 2 players for each game, fine. Okay, I can understand that. But the fact is a different lineup each time. I'm not interested, man. I think it's a farce, man.
Yeah, that's a sign of international football as a whole. You guys are talking about obviously the circumstances, and bear in mind the teams that are in European football are playing a game every 3 days, so they're getting very little rest. They had 2-3 weeks of pre-season, if that. I mean, it's just reckless to get these players playing. That's why you're getting so many injuries now unnecessarily. And everyone's getting COVID. If you get COVID out for 2 weeks, it's just dumb. It's just stupid. So it's just a waste of time.
And before the last international break, I don't know if it's the case on this one. I haven't checked the dates. I think it will be the same. It was three days in between the last fixture. I'm looking to talk about. So the last England fixture was on a Wednesday. Yeah. Premier League games were on the Saturday.
Yeah. I think England are playing tomorrow as well, aren't they?
They are.
Oh, so 1 day improvement. Fantastic. That's great, isn't it? They're being reckless with players' health, to be honest with you. Football players don't need to be on steroids the way NFL players need to be. But you go ahead and push them towards it. This is what man's going to have to start doing, you know. I'm going to have to start juicing just to survive the season. It's mad.
Yeah, do you know what my problem is with international football? It's just England and Southgate. I just can't watch it. I just can't watch it. But the one thing that stood out for me anyway was Jack Grealish, man. This guy is cold. He's a different kind of baller. And you know what? For me, like in the summer when they were quoting 70 million, I was thinking 70 mil for Jack Grealish. I was like, nah. I was like, he's 40 mil. I'll pay 50 because of the English premium. But for me, I think that 70 mil right now is looking, a little cheap, and it's like affordable. Like, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Look at my face. What do you think I think? What's that?
Nah, bro, come on, man.
The worst thing was seeing him linking up with Sancho. I'd had enough by then. Like,
Oh, yeah,
just
we're going to
finding
get both of
Sancho,
them.
and I was like, nah, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, that was Ollie's. This is the thing. They deaded Ollie's second target, who was Grealish at 80 mil. I think it was 80 mil, Manny. So they deaded that from the start. Like, yeah, he's overpriced. They didn't even get him Sancho. But I was where you were, Manny. I was like 80 mil for Grealish. It's a bit steep, you know. Like 50 mil. Let Edward do his 10 million add-ons. Maybe we can get him for that. But we just completely deaded the idea from the start of the summer. That deal was dead. And looking at it now, yeah, he looks worth every single penny of that. To be honest with you.
Yeah, 100%, man. Yannicka, what do you think? Or should I say Yan City? Comments, love you.
Yeah, no, I think obviously at the time, based on where Villa were in the league, I think it did look a bit overpriced. But obviously now it's looking cheap. But that can happen with footballers. You know, the same way it can be the other way around. He could have been 85 mil, Man City buy him, and he doesn't do anything. And then we're thinking that was a waste of money. So I think based off this season, yeah, he's worth it. But I think at the end of last season, even though he was still brilliant, because he has been, I just think you probably would think, considering where Villa were, they literally had to fight to stay up. I think you would have thought maybe he's not worth that. So I think that's what it was more than anything.
Do you think on top of that, it's because that was his one great season in the Premier League? So when you see someone do it a second time, you're like, all right, this guy's the truth, actually. That weren't just a one season wonder type situation.
Yeah, I think that's what I mean. I think now he's proven that he can do it back to back. You know, and he's been the standout player for Villa so far. So I think now, obviously, his value is going to go up. But with him being English, he's always going to have an extra 20, 30 mil slapped on his price.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I think it's going to go up anyway.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
It's going to go up. She's right.
Do you know why it's going to go up? Because a big part of his game is John McGinn. And he was injured last season. Like, that guy is a massive part. And then you have Ross Barkley, who's just come in there. So he's also a player who likes to be on the ball and presses really well. So it's going to free up Jack Grealish a little bit more. You're probably going to see a better Jack Grealish than you did last season.
Yeah,
that's right. Do you know what? I was saying yesterday, because speaking to a couple of the guys, I think he would be a good replacement for David Silva at City. I don't know. I just feel like he can just slot in there and do the same job. I'm not going to say better, because David Silva is a great footballer, but I feel like he can do the same job and actually fill that void that City's left. What do you lot think?
That's not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout. I see what you're saying. The thing with David Silva and Jack Grealish is in a club where, because he's the best player, he's allowed to do essentially what he can do on the ball quite freely. I think at City, even though we knew David Silva's qualities, there were still instructions, there were still roles. You had to be positionally on point. I don't want to say that Jack Grealish can't do that. I haven't seen him do it. That's the difference. So it would always be a risk. I understand with the qualities he's a lot more technical. He knows how to slow the game down at the right moments. I've noticed that about him. He's quite comfortable beating players and picking up passes. But David Silva's intelligence in reading of the game and where he was in positions is of a much higher level, and that's what helped City tick. So I don't know if he can fit it, but I would be interested to see how it would work, because I do think that he could actually play well for them. Just not sure about how high his level would go.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, Silva's freedom was with certain parameters. He had freedom, but here are the parameters for your freedom, where there's no parameters for Jack Grealish at Aston Villa. I'm not gonna lie.
So who's that? Who's he
Who's
last
this
Bro, I don't.
This is the same man who came on my stream last night naked. Like, talking to me.
No
about
way.
This. Yeah,
no way.
Honestly,
For
check
real?
the end of it. Yeah. Do you know what his excuse was? I just woke up. Like some
lying.
sort of excuse. No, not complete. Like, his t-shirt off.
Let me just remove this.
Remove him.
He's been on to you the last few days, though. I've noticed he's been on to you the last 24 hours, actually.
He has. Yeah.
Monster CFC. Wow, that's crazy, man.
But I'm hoping that Torres and Foden actually do well enough where City can't just splash 80 mil on Grealish, to be honest with you. But I hate to see him go to City. I'm not going to lie.
I can't see it. Can't see it. They're going to have to spend big on a striker, aren't they? They're not going to be buying big there. They've already got Foden. I can't see them going in for Grealish.
I think we also...
Sorry,
I was going to say we need a defensive midfielder more so. And I think we want Douglas Luiz back. So I don't think, even if we did want Grealish, I think we won't get both from Villa. Villa aren't going to sell us both. So I think we'll probably go for him because we've already signed him before. So they obviously saw something they liked in him. The only reason why he left City was because he couldn't get a work visa. Because I think it's something to do with how much he paid, and because he wasn't one of the highest paid players, he couldn't get a visa. But when he went to Villa, he could. So now that he's performing so well, I think City are going to want him back. And I think we can get him for about 30 mil, I think, because obviously he was already a City player before. So
what was that buyback clause?
Like
City love their buyback clause, to be fair.
Well, we never use it. Yeah, that's
the CDM position, right? If you're a good CDM, you are hot property right now. You look at Liverpool.
Can we not use that term? Sorry, Nick. Can we not use that term? I hate that FIFA term, CDM. I hate it.
Okay, I apologize.
Defensive midfielder. You prefer that?
Defensive midfielder.
A defensive midfielder is hot property right now. Like Liverpool need one, Man City need one, Chelsea are going to be thinking about getting one. Man United have needed one for the last 10 years. Like
that's kind of mad. We had panic
that means 5
years ago.
One. That's what that means, Indiana. Anything we've needed, we won't get. That's the trend.
Okay. In that case, we don't need one. We really don't need one. Let's go down that route.
No, but the thing is, I think we properly need a CDM. I think that's one thing. Matic is okay, but 15 games a season, he will give you like an 8 out of 10 performance, and then the rest of those games, if he is to play, he's just atrocious. So I think we definitely need a CDM, but we're not going to get one. Oh, sorry, defensive midfielder, but we're not going to get one.
Well, how many top level CDMs out there that are consistent and play to the level of like how Fernandinho did at City, how Fabinho has been for Liverpool, Busquets when he was in his prime.
Yeah.
How many are even near that level? I don't look at anyone and say, you're even close.
Names that
DM, as a DM who can actually just defend, average passing, doesn't really drive forward with the ball. If you look at Idris Gueye from Everton, it frustrated me. He just left the Premier League with no muss, no fuss. Just, hey, you got to go to PSG. He was the best defensive midfielder. The defensive aspect, he was the best in the league for me. This is the thing, though, Kojo. United, we don't even try. We don't even run through these players. We don't have a high tone. Like, can we at least try to have one? If it doesn't work out, cool. Because, by the way, Matic has never really done that role by himself, even in his prime. Let alone when he's 30, 31 plus, whatever. I can't remember how old he is now, but he's at least 31. Yeah, he's 32. So can we at least just try one? Can we try an Alan? If it don't work out, we know what we need, and then find somebody better. Find the best. Look at players who will be under 24, under 23, who are the next ones, like Camavinga at Lille. Like, this is a profile of player Man United just haven't even bothered with since Schneiderlin. He's the one random DM that we bought. Since in between, but before him, I think it was maybe Hargreaves, but Hargreaves could be box to box as well. Since Schneiderlin, it's a profile of players that haven't targeted.
Carrick was the only one that had. He wasn't a tough tackler, but he was an interceptor. He was a reader of the game, and he had that passing range. That was the difference.
Yeah. We signed Carrick in 2000, and I wasn't even going to go that far back. We're talking 2004. We signed him.
Yeah.
But do you know who I think will fit in at United? Yeah, you got Neves and Didi. These guys will fit in. Neves, I just love him. I love him so. And Didi, is so like he's a bad boy. He does the basic things and he does them well.
I like Neves because I think he's a talented footballer. But again, it's that defensive aspect. I think United are kind of screaming for someone that just knows how to defend. Like, look at how City, when they got Fernandinho, they didn't have to replace him for a while. Now they've brought in Rodri. Rodri is not as good as Fernandinho, and it's not particularly working out for him the way they want him to. But when they brought him in, if you look at his past performances for his previous club, it made sense as to why they brought him in. You know, the small fouls to stop counter-attacks, you know, all that kind of stuff. It works with your tactics. So with us, with Ruben Neves, he's a wonderful passer. He can bang shots from long range. He's got a free kick, but defensively, is he that aware? Or is Moutinho doing his defensive work? Or is it then Docker? Like, I don't look at him and think he's the guy that can protect the back line. I feel like we're just getting another passer in. I don't know.
Neves, for me, he has the positional intelligence. He reads the game well. I personally would prefer a defensive midfielder with an athletic profile, if I'm being honest with you. I want a tackler. I want someone whose positional intelligence is good to very good, but they're a good tackler as well, and they're athletic. The problem with Fred and McTominay, they don't have the positional intelligence to play that role by themselves.
Please
and it
don't
frustrates me that some Man United fans really believe we can do this 4-3-3 thing with Bruno and Pogba and just have Fred cover. Or you know what we'll do? We'll just rip off City's tactics, tuck our fullbacks in. We'll just copy them. It's like, no. Even if we rip off their tactics, guess what? Fred and McTominay in that position and not Fernandinho, it's not going to work the same. So,
agreed.
You know, we definitely need a DM in there, no doubt.
Yeah, Monster CFC says the likes of a guy and Didi won't fit top 4 teams because their passing out from the back ain't the best.
It doesn't need to be the best.
Yo, Monster's cheeky. Do you know why he spelt it that way? Because I pronounced it wrong. That's not how you spell his I see you, Monster. I see the subliminals, you know.
I didn't even see that. I can't even.
But does it have to be the best though? Someone to win the ball and pass it on to the more creative players. Surely that's for me anyway. You know, Man United sucks. Someone else speak, man. I'm done with that club.
Oh,
Do you get what I'm saying? What I'm saying, it could be a one-way defensive midfielder. Back in the day, we used to call these people anchormen. There were guys who were crap on the ball, but defensively ridiculous. They will shut you down. Short pass, give it to the players that can play. We need to at least start there. Can we start there before we look at Ndidi? He's probably going to cost 100 mil if we paid 80 for Maguire. Do you know what I mean?
No, Didi, like 50 mil max, 100 mil. Come on, you're pushing.
He's injury prone as well, isn't he?
Do you know the chief executive of your club? You know what he does? Yeah, yeah. That you know that guy there. All right, cool. You're already laughing. You know who he is. Woody Woodpecker. That guy.
No, man.
Trust him against your own way. It's up to you.
Every manager who's come in under the Glazers and Woodward has wanted a top sort of anchor player, if you like. Hasn't happened. Not their first choice anyway. So
there are always other more pressing problems, Indiana.
Not for me. Not for me. I think that's the most vital position on the pitch when you play these systems that we play now. You look at Man City. You take Fernandinho out, the conductor. You take him out of that game. You put him in the back. Look what happens. You look at Liverpool. Fabinho. Like, even if they got to play Fabinho in centre back, he's still playing. Like, you need those players. They're intelligent players. There's not many of them around.
I bet Yannicka is just enjoying this Man United pain right now.
I'm enjoying Fernandinho, perhaps, isn't it? I love Fernandinho. He's my favourite player by a mile. I love him. I think, you know what's interesting, though, that you said, you know, them players who just come in and will just make tackles. Like, when we had Nigel de Jong, he was like, honestly, we won the league because of him. Because I think he slid in to a tackle or something, got the ball back. We ran down Balotelli, passed it to Aguero and won the league. So, you know, that little bit of football there, which is, to him, it was basic. Just take out the guy, get the ball, you know, actually won us the league in the end. So I think City even, to an extent, still miss that. Because I think Fernandinho now, people are kind of noticing that he does tactical fouls. So because of that, like, he's getting booked a lot more. But yeah, how about...
You know, that's a good... I totally forgot about De Jong, you know. Totally forgot.
That's a good point. I forgot
He's the definition of an anchor man. Yeah. No technique. Limited passing.
No technique.
The ball and the man never go passing together. It's one or the other. Like,
yeah, do you know what? Indiana mentioned Liverpool and Fabinho. Do you think Fabinho can sit in that defensive line and solve the problems part of the problems that Liverpool have at the moment?
No, because he's going to get injured after about 2 games. I'm not lying. Like, during the window, right? This is what annoyed me. Like, we were sat on the terrace, and there's like Liverpool fans on there, and they're all sat there quite smug, calm, like think they're going to win the league again, like retain the title. And I'm saying, like, you didn't go big enough in the window. You needed to buy another centre back. You had to buy another striker. Like, you probably needed to buy a second goalkeeper. Like, as a Man United fan, with Fergie, I know the first thing you do is go big in the window. Even if you didn't need players, you have to go big in the window. Yeah. And they didn't do that for me. And the players that they have got left, they're all injury prone as well. Like, the goalkeeper's injury prone. And their second choice ain't far away from Kepa, let's be honest. Like,
No one's as bad as Kepa. That's that. No
He's not
one's as
far
bad.
off. He's not far off.
On top of that, Indiana, another thing we brought up was the fact that even though they've won one league title, in terms of their consistency and their level, they've actually been at title-winning level for 2 seasons. So technically, you could argue this is their 3rd season at title-winning level. So, but they treated it like, again, they're not treating it the way Fergie would do it. Fergie, after 1 title, 2 titles, he'd always go big. He'd always spend again because he knew complacency. And let's keep it real. I know Stroll always disputes this. Top teams who compete at that level and get far in all the best competitions, after a 2-3 year cycle, you get injuries. Liverpool's they've never really been tested with major injuries. I showed him a table from like 2008 where we had like 12 players out in October.
Yeah, I remember that. Carrick played something about.
If you remember why did Paul Pogba leave? We had so many injuries. Fergie played Raphael in central midfield.
So Flawless, man. Welcome to the stream, bro.
Yeah, man. Bless.
Yes, Flawless was good, my bro.
Yeah,
Good.
Yeah, man. Bless.
Liverpool fans are such victims. This has never happened before. No. We didn't need to strengthen in the summer. No teams gets injuries like this. I'm like, do you know Man United's history with defenders getting injured?
That's right.
We had entire back fours out.
Yeah.
I remember where we've won a title.
Yeah, there was a game against, I think it was Wolfsburg, and I think Carrick played centre back and somebody else or something like that.
You know what? Carrick and Flawless, that's the backup team. Michael Owen was in that team. It was all squad players, and we went away from home in the Champions League and won. What was it, 3-1 or something?
Something like that.
I don't think they would have retained the title if they had all those players fit. I really don't. Like, they are Leicester-Pool. I'm calling them Leicester-Pool from now on. It's one Prem, that's it.
No. Do you know what, yeah? If they had, for me personally, if they had all their players fit, I think, as much as I don't want to say it, I think they were bringing it home anyway. I think that the 7-2 at Villa was, it was a reality check for them. Like, come on. But
it's very...
With all their players, though, it's just... And Klopp is just amazing, man.
I still think they're going to win it. Listen, sorry, Yannicka. It's first time we're meeting in that. City are dead on the Pep for this season. Maybe you win the Champions League, but Premier League, dead. You're not winning it.
Do you know what's interesting to me, though? Because the thing is, like I said the past 2 seasons when people said who's going to win the league, I said it completely depends on injuries. Because with City, we always have players out. Liverpool had pretty much 2 whole seasons of very little injuries, and even if they did have injuries, in comparison to the teams around them, it wasn't as bad. So, we had a whole season without De Bruyne. De Bruyne is our best player. Do you know what I mean? We've had seasons without. Last season we didn't have Laporte. That's our main player in defence. Do you know what I mean? They lost Van Dijk, and now they're saying like, oh, we've lost Van Dijk, but we lost Laporte last season. That wasn't given an excuse. And the excuse they give for us is that we have a lot of squad depth. But the thing is, I get that. We have a lot of squad depth. But I think you can't argue about injuries and then argue about squad depth. Because you either have squad depth, you spend a lot of money, and you make sure that if anyone gets injured, you've got players to come in. Or you don't spend a lot of money, and you talk about net spend, and then when you get injuries, you deal with it. And I don't think you can argue both points.
And your first 11 is your first 11. Like, it doesn't matter how much squad depth you've got. If you've got a system and balance in the side, your first 11 is still your first 11. Once one of those key players is out, it doesn't matter how much depth you've got. They can't replace that player.
But you see, sorry, you go first. Sorry, go on.
Hey, when you that's the key to having, like you said, you can't replace that player. There's no way you go and get, if it's say a Liverpool, you get someone to come in who can be back up to a Mane and does what Mane does. So you do someone who can do it to a certain level, and then other areas you work on. You get what I'm saying? That's why systems and things of that nature are so important, because your key players are going to get injured and your key players are going to drop form. So it's then, how do you cope? That's how I look at it, and that's what we're going to find out with Liverpool right now. With all these injuries, how good is Klopp? We all know Klopp is quality, but we're really, really going to find... I'm interested to see how they do now with your whole back 4 out. Now you're under the cosh. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, go on. Sorry, Gojo.
You know what's interesting, though? You mentioned the system. He's still got his workhorses in midfield, which are key. The system isn't going to fall down.
True.
And on top of that, last time I checked, I know Salah had the COVID situation. they still got the front three now, front four fit. And at the end of the day, so at the business end of the football pitch, you're still at full strength. So really, these are when these players need to elevate their game.
Yes.
To Indiana's point, if Mane gets injured, what that really means is Firmino and Salah need to step it up for the period he's out before he comes back, as opposed to the squad player having to replace Mane. Do you get what I mean?
I do think we're forgetting what an important player Van Dijk is. Like he's not just this great defender. He's such a threat in the box. Like you watched him, they double up on him in the box. Like, he creates so much space for the other players. Without him, like how many games did he score in last season, Van Dijk? I don't know, but quite a few, like last minute goals, or even taking a couple of players out of the game. That's a massive miss for them, and he's their leader. Like once you take these players out of the back four, especially a centre back, your best centre back, you'll find your centre midfielders will start dropping back. They'll be under pressure. They'll start having to cover more, and the games will open up a little bit more. I can't see them winning the league. I'm sorry, I just can't.
I'm surprised.
The reason
fancy. Sorry.
Yes, it's cool going. That's a great question. I was going to ask that.
If not Liverpool, who do you fancy to win the league?
Yeah, that's basically what I was going to say. Like, who's more equipped between them two?
I don't know. The only thing is,
I can't call it. Here's the thing. So, I think Liverpool are they're everybody's target, right? Mm-hmm. So I think they're going to drop more points than the other sides around them, but they're still, in terms of where they finished last season, if that makes sense. I think Man City could still do it. I really do. I can't see Man City not buying a centre forward in January. I just can't. I think they're going to have to.
You know what the problem is with them signing? I agree with you. I think if Aguero's fit and stays fit, City win this league. The problem is he can't stay fit, and then who do they go and sign in January that is going to be of a level and is going to hit the ground running? That's the problem that they have. Who do they really go? To me, there's no standout striker. There's no one who looks at. Yeah, go on.
Who's gonna sell a striker in this season? Especially now. This is my thing, because like, if we're talking about most equipped, if I'm thinking about depth upon depth, the two teams that were able to spend money or at least bring in players, whether it's a loan to buy, are Chelsea and Tottenham. But I don't know if I can trust them to win the title. That's the difference. But they're most equipped because Tottenham have depth everywhere. They finally got a backup striker to Kane. They got like Moura and Bergwijn and another guy behind Son and Bale. Your midfield is packed, whether they're good or not. Regardless, they got like Jedson Fernandez to fill in for a couple games if they wanted to. You know what I mean? They got all these players in behind. So with them and Chelsea, who also spent money, they're most equipped. But if City are going to win this league, Aguero needs to stay fit, because Gabriel Jesus is a good striker, but he needs too many chances to score, which is unfortunate. I still think he's actually quite good.
I don't even think he's a good striker like that. There's just something about him I just don't rate.
I think he's good. He's not like a top tier striker, which is fine. You don't have to be a top tier striker to be good, but I think he's a good player. And but the shoes that Aguero, it's hard to fill those shoes, because the rate he scored goals, the big games he scored goals in. I just find it not an impossible task for Gabriel Jesus, but unfortunately for him, people are going to ask you, are you the replacement for Aguero? And that's unfortunate. Let the guy grow and let him play his football. But most equipped, I would say Spurs or Chelsea. But I don't know if I can trust them. I don't trust anyone to win the league.
Do you know
I think if Chelsea click.
No, not on the Frank. Not Chelsea on
the
Frank.
If they click.
Why not?
Here's the thing, though. Chelsea have a shot, because I can see this. JV said this long before the season started. He was like, with how the season's short and there was no preseason, this is a chance for a Leicester type season where you can get a surprise winner. Liverpool are now Van Dijkless, all the injuries they've got. City didn't go as hard in the transfer market as I expected. There's no Aguero. Fernandinho's been injured. United have our obvious problems. Chelsea, yes, have inexperienced managers, but they have players to do it, but we don't know if they're going to gel. Spurs, there's always that Spurs shit about them. Until Spurs win a trophy, they're always going to be Spursy. You never know what's going to happen with
flawless
them.
Is the
but it's Jose, though. It's Jose.
Wait, on Spurs, Spurs were my dark horse to go into the top 5 if Chelsea or United dropped the ball. But I'm going to actually upgrade them. Spurs, for me, are equipped to win it because they've got the most reliable striker in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And the history of the Premier League says to me, if you've got the most reliable centre forward, the fact he's not injured right now, given a history as well, is amazing. Let me just say, this November, COVID, packed schedule. He's not injured. He recovered from that last injury he got.
I've said this. That's Jose. The reason why he's not injured is because of Jose. Jose's withdrawn him. He's taken his time. Like, look at it. He's got 8 assists this season. He's not doing a lot of running. Do you know what I mean? He's picking his moments to be in the game. And I think Jose, what they've done with him is great. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think he will get injured this season at all. I just think Jose's like got taking the injuries out of his game by changing his style of play.
I don't think it's just that.
All they need, sorry, Indiana, is Bale to have a hot 2 months. That's all he has to do. Come Feb, March, just have a hot 2 months, help Tottenham go on a 7, 8, 9 game run, and they could potentially win the league. So
it's not just that, though. You've got to think as well. You look at, sorry, Flores.
It's cool going, Indiana.
Look at Kane. How much time has he had off over previous seasons? So we've had lockdown. So he's had a long period of recovery. Son for me is a better player than Mane. I really rate him. That's a personal preference. I think signing of the season will be Højbjerg. I think he's very underrated. You watch him in there, I think he'll be quality. And a happy Mourinho. We've seen this. We've seen Mourinho make these type of signings and win leagues. Chelsea, Inter. This is what he does. And when he's happy, he's dangerous. I wouldn't count them out.
I would. You know why?
I'll just read this comment out. Bits and Bob says Spurs can't dominate London. Never mind winning the league. Jose adds winning mentality. However, the players are used to being losers.
That's my whole point. Is that it's still, even with Mourinho there, he can kamikaze the thing at any point. He can criticize the player at any point. It all goes to the But Spurs have been in this situation. Ironically, the time when Leicester won the league, Spurs should have won the league. They had a better squad at that point.
No, Arsenal should have won. No, it's Arsenal. All Arsenal had to do that season.
No. Neither of them were close to Leicester.
Say that again? Say that again, Kojo. What do you mean Spurs were in it till like the third game of the season? They weren't clear. They weren't clear.
They weren't ahead, but they weren't. It was a 2-horse race for months. And Arsenal.
I wouldn't call it a 2-horse race.
It was a 2-horse race. No, you know what that is, Kojo. No, Kojo, you know what that is. No, you just don't respect Spurs. That's all it is. So you didn't even know faith them.
Do you know what? You're spot on. He doesn't.
You don't rate him.
No one does. No one does.
I actually rate them. I feel like
you don't, fam.
I feel like their better chance to actually win the league was when what's it called? When Chelsea won it, because they were in many more winning situations and they kept dropping points in the last second. So like being 2-1 up against Arsenal with 10 men and then dropping points in that game, and then being up. So like in that one, it's not because they lost the league by 7 points. And I go back to those games, I was like, there's 3 or 4 games where you're ahead and you really shouldn't have been dropping points. Like losing at home to Trevor Morrison.
The West Ham
game. That's another game. They were spanking West Ham from start to finish.
Remember correctly though,
they should hit 90 plus that season.
Yeah, if I remember correctly though, even though the season Leicester won it, I swear they were 2-0 up, like you're talking about there. They were 2-0 up against Chelsea, and then Chelsea came back and equalized. And if they had won that finished off the title race, because they would have been.
Leicester would have won anyway, and then it was done. So that's why I'm saying it was like
Yo, hey, Spurs fans, you need to be at Kojo's neck. He's not rating you, man, at all. You get what I'm saying?
So what comments?
Is no one concerned Leicester are going to do it again?
No.
Wait. Let me put the argument to you. Just wait. Just give me a sec. Yeah. This is why. You need to give Brendan Rodgers some props for this. What he's done actually at the start of this season, he's already, and basically he had the same problems he had just before lockdown and after lockdown with injuries. So he hasn't come into the season unprepared. Soyuncu's only played 4 games. Ndidi's only played 2 games. Pereira's been injured. So he was already prepped to manage these problems. Leicester right now, bear with me, I'm just going to get it up on the, because I was looking at this earlier, I want to get the numbers exactly right. So Leicester last season after 8 games had 14 points. And if you look at them now, I believe they have, so they're 4 points better off. Yeah. They're 4 points better off right now. And as much as we think it's a strange season, it's actually not. Other than Liverpool winning 8 games in a row, everybody else, some people have leapfrogged. You're always going to get a Southampton, a Burnley, a Villa doing well at the start. but United are 2 points better off. If they win the game in hand, they're only 2 points off Chelsea.
Leave that.
Don't talk about that team here.
I'm just saying, Manchester City, funny enough, who I think are done, if they win their game in hand, they're only 1 point from where they were last season at the same stage. So it's really the individual results. We've seen some freakish stuff. But in terms of the points total, the only difference is Liverpool aren't 8 points clear already, because they won eight in a row last season, which was crazy. But everybody else is pretty much, apart from Leicester, who are 4 points better off, and Tottenham as well, those two are the dangers, especially from my perspective as a United fan. If Leicester and Tottenham maintain their thing, boy, I'm going to have to jump off that ship I'm on. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I think, though? I think it is quite early days, and I think everyone kind of does it every season. Oh, such and such are going to win it. I think this season's been interesting. I think it has been a bit of a weird season, and just in that, because we had no preseason, I think certain teams haven't started as sharply as they might have done. So Liverpool being one of them, Man City being another. You know, we started the season with no striker. We weren't particularly good. We were a bit slow. We looked tired. Then Fernandinho went out. So we've had, I think it's interesting because people are saying Chelsea can win the league based on where they are now. But if we win our game in hand, we are on the same points as Chelsea, same wins, same draws, and same losses. So I'm not saying City are going to win it because I don't know. But I just think it's a little bit interesting how people will say Chelsea can definitely win it. They've got a chance. City have no chance, when if we win our game in hand, there's no difference between the two teams in terms of points. But I agree, we haven't started strongly. And some of the games that we've dropped points in, we shouldn't be losing, do you know what I mean, to Leicester at home. I don't think we should. But saying that, interestingly, Leicester actually don't have that bad a record against City. So even though we normally do beat them at our place, we normally then lose away at Leicester. So as long as we go to Leicester and win, that won't really affect our season, you know, in terms of the title race. But we'll see what happens. I think it's a bit early to kind of say who's going to win it. You don't know. But you see, obviously Spurs look good this season. Obviously they've got Mourinho, so that's an improvement. But I do agree with Flawless in the way that I think we have the same problem in the Champions League. Like, we've got Pep. Pep is one of the best coaches ever, and yet we still struggle in the Champions League because them players have not won it before. And I think it shows. And that's why I think with Spurs, okay, some of them might have that winning mentality where they'll go out and win it, but others will be thinking at the back of their head, we haven't won anything. So I don't know. I think that season with Leicester last time, when they came very close, it looked like a two-horse race, because I was saying, I hope Leicester win it because I don't like Spurs. And I was saying, I hope Leicester win it. And then the next
that's hella pain, you know.
I was like, how is that possible? That was a two-horse race. I don't know how you finish third in a two-horse race. And until they actually prove to me that they can win the trophy, yeah, but it's true. Until they prove to me that they can win something, then I'll maybe respect that they can do it. They can't
just a quick one, guys. Yeah, I just want us to, introduce the leader of the resistance, man like KJ. What are you saying, bro?
Man like KJ and that. What are you saying, fam? Man like Paul Woodward and that. Come on. What are you saying?
Woodward, and that's the man I'm trying to take down, fam. You know what I'm saying? The resistance and that. People have resistance. Road to 1K. Vibes FC. Church of Vibes. Let's go.
Go on, Flawless. Carry on, man.
Nah, I was just saying in it how it's just funny how just no one respects Spurs. It's ridiculous and that in it. They can't win the league in it because everyone has to eat their words in that. Kojo, you don't respect them. It's okay, man. Just say it, fam.
Man. Don't do that to me.
It's okay, innit?
Yo, Lauren's 100% right, by the way. It'll be these circumstances. That's how they win it.
Yes. But I can see Mourinho kamikaze in the thing.
But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Mourinho's going to do. Yeah, Mourinho will do it. There's just as much. I hate Spurs because of Mourinho and how he left United, and then Spurs just have this like arrogance that they do not deserve. But everything just looks like that it's coming. It's going to Spurs. It just looks like.
Can you imagine the shots he's going to take at us if he wins the league?
That's good. I don't want it.
Yo, listen.
I hope he does.
Listen.
I want all the shots. Good.
Yo, Kojo, I'm sorry, but like right now, you're all happy in it. Yeah, we can win the league and that. As soon as Jose turns into Jose Bin Laden and that, and turns into the terrorist that he can be, bruv, you won't be screaming, yeah, Jose, fam. I'm telling you, fam.
I'm not a Spurs fan, bro.
Oh wait, you're not. Wait, why is everyone chatting to you then?
Nah, it's because he don't respect them. That's what it is. So we're just saying he's not calling him a third. He just don't respect them in it. They finished third. Jan City said it. They finished third in a 2-horse race. And they're the only. It's only them and it's sitting in North London because I've only seen Arsenal and Spurs do that. You get what I'm saying in that.
Yeah. First question there from Jordan is like, "What's up, people? What are you guys' thoughts on Liverpool's home record looking likely to be written off by Leicester this weekend?"
Liverpool are going to win. They're going to win.
Oh, I don't know about that.
It wouldn't surprise me if Liverpool lost. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that defense right now is suffering, and Leicester look like they want to score goals. That's Madison's gonna be man of the match.
If it's Matip and Fabinho, I think they might finesse it. Do you know what it is? I can't recover off the fact they won the title anyway. So until I see them fall, I'm not gonna believe it. You know what I mean? I've got to see it to believe it.
Yeah, I think. Do you know what? I think they've got enough firepower to see them through this game. I think it's going to be attack against attack. It's not going to be defense against defense. It's going to be what the attackers do. And I just think Liverpool have that, that edge. Salah's out with COVID, but Diego Jota just seems to be. I don't know. He's gone from Wolves to Liverpool, and he seems to be scoring these world-class goals. Like
he's annoying,
and he wasn't even the main man at Wolves. So it's like I don't know.
He's doing work off the ball though.
Yeah, that's a good play. He was a good player at Wolves, though. Yeah, he was a good player at Wolves, and now at Liverpool, he's playing with better attacking players. So you're going to see an improvement. Like he was already good anyway, as you've seen at Wolves, standing out. So now he's gone to Liverpool. He's playing even better, and he's got Liverpool fans looking at Firmino funny. Like, right, what have you been doing? Type of thing.
You might be a man objective, though. I'm salty. Like when I'm watching Liverpool struggle, and I see this Jota guy come on, and the energy, man's on some Superman thing, just coming to save the day.
Yo, Danny, it's very annoying.
Let Liverpool lose or draw. Like, stop saving the day.
Do you know what it is? It's Klopp. It's Klopp. I think as long as Klopp is there, it's just it's done for everyone else. There's just that chance that every season they're just going to be up there. Like it's Klopp. Klopp is something else, man. He's something else. That's why I think at first I was like, when Van Dijk got injured, I was like, I don't think Liverpool will be able to see out the season with Fabinho in defence. But then I don't know. When Williams came on, Williams came into the centre back, he looked decent, and I just feel like Klopp just knows what he needs to do. He can restructure, reorganize, and Liverpool will be all right. And they will challenge. I'm not going to say they'll win it, but they will challenge and they will give whoever wins it a good fight.
You know what? My prediction is they're going to win it, and Klopp will solidify himself as the second best manager in Premier League history. Because if he wins the title,
wait,
circumstances,
second best.
Because it's back to back. Because he'll be getting back to back titles.
Wait, over Jose.
Oh, if he wins it this season under these circumstances, with the way he built Liverpool in the way that he's done it, I'd give him that over Jose.
I don't think you can.
Just one thing. Just one thing. Yo, Monster, my hairline's phenomenal. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? I think I call my hairline's phenomenal, fam. What are you talking about, fam? My hairline's phenomenal. Hey, Monster, wait, 1 sec. Monster, how about you stop ducking shows on the terrace? Man, heard you didn't show up twice. You know what I'm saying?
Shot fired.
Twice, fam. That's not shot. That's just facts. I heard he didn't show up twice, innit? You get what I'm saying? And that I heard he wasn't there twice. He was AWOL, innit? You know what I'm saying? As my Don Danny says, Mesut Ozil Satan's ghost. That's what I heard he was, innit? You know what I mean? It is what it is. Go on, Elite.
Remember, I saw they did him, you know what I'm saying? Man said he's Monster Munch now, you know what I'm saying? Man, like Monster Munch.
You called him Monster Munch.
Rance called him Monster Munch.
Oh yeah. True.
That's okay. That's why he's.
I love that stream. All Chelsea fans were rattled because Chilwell, you know. Because of Ben Chilwell, you know.
Oh, you know what I found out funny about the person to die on, the heel to die on. It wasn't Havertz. It wasn't Werner. It wasn't Ziyech or Silva. Chilwell.
Yeah,
but
Chilwell, blood. No. Give Chilwell his correct term in it. The Zara Rainbridge. Shout out to Rant. You get what I'm saying? The Zara Rainbridge.
But do you know what? There's one question I want to ask. Like, looking at the top six and the way the table is, do you guys think it's too early to call it, or do you think we're seeing signs of how it might develop? Because by January, the table's, give or take a few results, it could potentially stay the same or get worse for certain teams, like United.
I know, really for the league, innit? But them Brummy boys for the league and that, you know what I'm saying? On a serious though, I feel like they will I feel like it'll still be very open. This ain't no normal season. You can't say, oh yeah, balance out and be back to normal by January. Like, nah, man, like this is a madness right now. So if it's like this still, but with a few teams swapped around, I would not be surprised at all. Like, you can't call it.
It will be like this though, won't it? Like if Spurs are up there and you get Harry Kane gets a positive COVID test, or Chelsea, Mendy gets a positive COVID test, like it's silly to call it. You can't. Like and the fixtures are so condensed. You can get big players getting injuries and the COVID tests on top. You just don't know what's going to happen.
Do you know what?
Why is everyone getting on to me for wearing sunglasses, man?
Do you know what? Someone made a point as well. They said that Tottenham are in Europa League, and right now it's okay. They're doing all right. But when you get to them games where you've got to travel to the other side of the world, do you know what I mean? In Russia or something, in the freezing cold, and then you're coming back, and then you're playing, you know, like a big game that weekend, it might affect their results. You know, I know the last game they played, I think, Spurs were terrible. They ended up getting a winner, I think, at the end, but all the Spurs fans were saying that was a terrible performance. So it's positive for them that they're getting wins when they're not playing at their best. That is the sign of title winners. So who knows? I'm not going to rule out Spurs because I don't think you can rule out anyone apart from maybe United, you know, at this point. But
hey, chill out, man.
Even United could win it though. It's not. I think this is one of them seasons.
Okay. Now that's a bit reckless. I know, like, obviously reckless opinions and that, but United to win the league right now with a certain manager, it's not gonna happen.
Yo, Manny, it's the first time on your stream. Yeah, I don't want to fight with you about Oli tonight. I don't want to. You know what I mean? I'm gonna respect your stream. I'm gonna toe the company line.
Hold up, Danny.
I don't fight with you.
No, Danny, I need to be sold this dream. So tell us why United can win the league. I'm all ears, innit? I'm ready to be sold on this. Sell it to me, innit? Sell it to me.
You know, this is rare, bro. I don't have a case for that.
wait, just a quick question from Jordan. Yeah.
Sorry, Danny. Are you Ole in?
Oh, I don't even want him to say yes.
Listen,
on the screen, so
out of respect for Manny and his platform, I will keep my views to myself and toe the company line.
I just want a yes or no. That's all. We'd have to go further than that. I just want a yes or no.
Danny,
when the stream is ended, we can have that conversation. But while I'm on the stream, I want to respect Manny, and I don't want to get into that argument with him. So I'm not going to say nothing.
Yo, Coach, who do you support, by the way? Just so I know.
United. I'm United fan.
Oh, United fan. All right, cool. My brother. Welcome.
Everyone in here is United, apart from me.
Except from you.
Well, you come over to the dark side soon. But a quick question from Jordan. I guess this goes out to everyone, but Yan City. How do you guys think United will line up? Take into mind we're at home, and this is a must-win game.
Xavi, Mengi, Maguire at the back.
Oh, he's brought Vibes FC over here.
Yo, KJ, how are you gonna feel if Mengi doesn't even get one start this season?
Oh, I want to cry, fam. That would be disgraceful, fam. Like, especially if we're out of everything. If we're out of everything, he has no excuse not to play him.
Yo, every preview, for those who don't know, and you watch KJ, Mengi gets a mention no matter what. It don't matter who's fit. Maguire could be fit. Bailly could be fit. Back three, fam. Mengi's fit, yeah?
Listen, yeah. Just the quick one, yeah. This guy that's saying relax about Oli, listen, yeah. I'll throw you out my stream, yeah. No, there's none of this Oli in, like. But yeah, guys, as you're here, yeah, please subscribe to the channel, like, and share with everyone, man. Yeah, but sorry, carry
on. Who's gonna start? Well, De Gea's gonna start. Unfortunately, it'll be Lindelof and Maguire. I say unfortunately, I don't know who else I've actually put in there. Tellez should start. Tellez is fit, so he should be okay.
Thank God.
You know, thank God indeed. And then
God is good all the time, as they say.
Wan-Bissaka. Now, I do want to say the team. I think I want to start, but I'm going to say the team. This punk is going to start. So it's going to be Fred. It's going to be Fred.
Why is he a punk? Wait, before I got a story to stop you. Why is he a punk?
So just a quick one. Where's the lineup? So where's the lineup? I can't see it in the comments, man. Put it in again and I'll pull it up.
Basically, I call him a punk because right now, when I don't like you, I don't respect you, I refuse to call you by your actual name. So I'm not going to call him, you know, even by the syllables, like no OG, whatever. No. We stop there. He's punk. Someone calls him Frodo. I'm good with Frodo as well. Just give me a nickname.
Whoa. Are you chatting about Pastor Frederick, fam?
No, not
Bishop Fred.
Not Fred. Oh, not Fred. Who's the punk? Your
Your manager.
Oh,
okay. Because you started off with Fred, and then I started hearing Punk.
No, I said that Punk is going to play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was worried. I was like, yo, not Pastor Frederick, fam.
No, I like my pastor. Don't worry.
Okay, amen. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, he's gonna start Fred, McTominay, and Bruno together. That's just where he's gonna be. And then up front, I heard that Martial's a doubt.
Oh, is the Ollie slander over? Yeah, it's finished. Okay.
No, I was gonna switch. Listen, Klopp and Ollie are two different breeds of managers. Like two different breeds of managers. Yeah, allow it. You see with Klopp, yeah, from 2-3 games in, you could see what he wanted to do. You see with Ollie, yeah. Wait. You see with Ollie, we're 100 games in, yeah, and we don't know what's going on. We do not know what's going on.
A man came into a club with Kyrgios in there, you know, but you want to come and scream 100 games, better record, get that guy here. Anyway, he's probably. I think he's gonna start Cavani because I'm hearing that Martial's a doubt. If Martial's fit, then yeah, he'll start 100%. Rashford's not going to be dropped, so that's fine. He's been decent. Put him on the left, on the right. I think he's gonna start Mata.
No.
You see, a lot of people say, "Oh no," but he's the only one that I can actually think of with the brain.
No. I get Mata playing in this game. It makes sense. But Mata on the right hasn't worked for years, man. Like, put him down. I'd rather see Bruno on the right than Mata, fam.
Yeah, you do not want to see Bruno on the right.
He basically plays there anywhere. Man drifts out to the right all the time.
Bruno plays everywhere.
But you don't want him to actually start there and trust.
Yeah. No, listen. All I'm saying is Juan Mata. Yeah, if he's not playing 10, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't really want to see him play, fam, because I see his little legs running down the wing trying to attract man back, and it just doesn't. It just doesn't work.
I actually don't mind him on the right. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna that's
fair enough.
Just because, I mean, obviously apart from Greenwood, but the thing about Greenwood is Greenwood obviously came up as a striker, so he's gonna try and take you one and try and hit shots. That's cool. At least with Mata, you got someone that does a lot more link up with Bruno, with Martial. It just makes more sense with me. But I understand at the same time why you don't want to see him, because his legs are gone.
No, I'm gonna lose it. Look at this.
Look at number 10. Okay, you know what? Oh my man, is there any way to just block this guy? Because he's just telling lies.
No. I know. Wait. I know Omar Mali. He's cool. He's one of the regulars, and that he's trolling in it. He does these things. I know him. Right. I know him. He's cool. He be on streams on a regular basis. He's just here trolling in it.
Have you got his number or his Twitter?
Nah, I don't got his Twitter.
Okay, so I said just message him and tell him to behave himself. I'm gonna get
yeah. Okay. It's money giving him shine, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, I'll give everyone shine, but I'm always in the comments myself, innit? So I'm gonna give everyone their shine today. But you lot are talking about Mata on the right. Would you lot see Donny on the right?
No. Middle. Has to be in the middle. Simple as that.
But that being said, we are playing at home to West Brom, so whatever lineup he decides to pick should be enough to beat West Brom.
Let's not.
For one,
it should shit you ever roll.
It should be. That's the key word. See, that's why I like Kojo. You get what I'm saying? It should be. That's what I said. I've not said it would be. I said it should be. You get what I'm saying?
For Vibes FC, yeah? Put Donny on the right, fam, for the vibes and that. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather Donny out there than Juan Mata, bro. Let's go, fam.
Nah, because the thing is, we've all been campaigning for Donny to be in the team, Let him go on the right. That's not his natural position. Have a bad game.
It's not Mata's natural position anyway either, fam.
I'm not saying Mata should be there. I do like Mata there, though. I do like Mata there.
Had a decade, damn near 8 years to adapt to the position as best as he can. And it's natural for a player, especially in the modern game, to cut in from the opposite side. You man love poison chalices. You man United fans, I swear to God. Donny van de Beek on the right hand side.
The club is poison. It's all we've got, man. It's all we've got, Danny. We are poison.
But Donny van de Beek on the right hand side is just a poison. It's not fair on him.
It's not. But the reason why I don't even care if we try it, if I see him there, I don't care, is because I'm still not over the fact here that Manchester United, are playing FM. Basically, with their transfers, that's what they're doing.
Oh yeah.
Bruv, I'm not over that.
Does Kojo know about that?
I told him yesterday.
Unfortunately, I do. And I told him that his club has hired 29 scouts, but they're still going on a laptop, play Football Manager to find players. That's your club.
Okay, where did this come from? Because I remember you saying this, Manny, but I didn't know if it was true or not. Go on, tell me the story.
I don't know how it came up. It was at the United show we were doing the other day, and something came up. I just remembered. So basically, Man United is suing Football Manager because they let people use patches to put the official logo in the game, even though it's not officially part of the game. And Football Manager have done a whole breakdown of why that's nonsense. And just to throw some salt in the wound, at the end of their statement said, "We don't understand why a club who we have a good relationship with, who's contacted us to use our database, would be suing us, basically."
Wow.
And this is why.
And the fact this is not wide knowledge amongst Man United fans, I feel like
It's mad.
I should have done this.
And you know what? Yeah,
That's all they're looking
that's
for.
true. It's true, bro. That's all I want. You know, the thing is, it's not okay. I'm gonna be honest here. Man United are not the only club that use Football Manager to help scout their players, but I don't trust this club enough to make them use Football Manager correctly, bro. I already know that they're using it as the main focus of their scouting players. What's their international reputation? If it's 3, we're not buying him, fam. Like Lincoln said, 19 determination, 19 work rate. You know what? Whack in a 20, actually no, 5 concentration, and you're good to go, fam. You know what I'm saying? If they see 9 pace and 9 acceleration, they don't care. You're getting bought, fam. Because that's why one matters.
Do you know what? Yeah, I want to get Jan City into the discussion because she's just there smiling and it's annoying me. Like, you see,
teeth and gums and that hella disrespect.
You see, with Man City, you lot are 10th, you're not doing great anyway. Do you know what I mean? But one question I want to ask you, just to take it away from United, because listening to United makes me want to vomit anyway at the moment. But I think Man City are in a transitional period, and the reason why I say that is because Company left, and it's literally like all hell broke loose at your backline. Fernandinho seems to have been he seems past it at the moment.
Wait, what?
We're talking about people wanting their shine. You wanted to shine there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He could have just dipped. He could have just dipped like that. Look at the camera. Oh, my hair. How's my hair looking? Oh,
I'll open it up to you guys, innit? Okay, she's back. Yeah, it's all right. So, for me, from an outside point of view, I think the reason why Man City are not doing so great is because they're in a transitional period. I think they've lost too many key players, and I don't think there's anyone in that squad that can replace them. The same Bernardo Silva that I thought was just unplayable. He just looks to have lost it. Phil Foden can't replace David Silva. Aguero, we already know he's injury prone, but they've lost Sané, and Jesus isn't the one for me. Mendy is like, well, I don't think he's no better than the left backs we have anyway. So, what's your thoughts on City? Like, do you think they can recover quickly from this, or do you think it's just done for them?
I wouldn't ever rule Man City out because people do it a lot, and you know.
I love that comment.
Bits and bobs, man. He's a funny guy.
That's my guy, man.
Very funny.
Do you know what? Like, I don't think we're going through the same sort of transitional period that other people are, because it's interesting. Because if Liverpool win the league this season, and then they lose 2 of their players, and then they don't win it, are people saying they're done? Like, I think we did win the league back to back. Not last year, but the year before. Do you know what I mean? That was our title in a row. And I think even when we're having a poor season like last season, we're still picking up a trophy. So I don't think it's as bad as people make out. I think if Pep does sign a long-term contract, because it's kind of like up in the air at the moment, then obviously we'll see what happens. If not, we'll obviously get a new manager in. That in itself is a transitional period when you get a new manager in. But we'll see. I think obviously we have lost a lot of our spine, and any team that lose their spine struggle. So I'm not saying that we're going to go out there and win everything, but I think we've still got a good enough squad to compete every season. Like, I don't think it's as bad as it kind of seems. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've obviously with David Silva, it's hard to replace him. Do you know what I mean? Company was like so solid at the back. We've got Diaz, who seems like a leader. So we'll see what happens with him. He's only 23. So if he does stay at City long term, he could be there another 10 years. So we'll see. I don't think we're going to go through a stage where we have to rebuild the whole squad. I think it's going to be 2 or 3 players a season. And I think with the way City are, they're dedicated to spending that money every season to maintain a squad good enough to challenge. So I don't think it will be a case of like a Man United or like an Arsenal now where they seem a little bit far off the pace. I don't think that will happen.
Yo, if Pep stays, if Pep stays, if Pep signs that new long-term contract, that'll be the worst thing that Man City can do right now. I'm telling you, his cycle at Man City is finished. Let him go and rebuild again, fam. I don't think he's done as a manager, but his cycle at Man City is over.
But if his cycle's done, Poch, I don't want to see Poch go to City.
But the language KJ's using is perfect. His cycle is over. City will be fine after Pep.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, can I just say, Klopp's a better manager. So, his cycle's done at City. I agree.
His cycle's done at City. If you hold on to him now, he has never shown anything to say that he can rebuild a team, that he can take them from declining to back into transcendency. Look at all the signings you've made. How many of them have really worked out for long term?
To be honest, though, it's interesting, though, because when Pep signed, we just finished 4th, and a lot of our players were in, I think the average age was something like 30, or 28 or something. A lot of our players were kind of old. So,
sorry, can I just say, sorry, Yannick, so sorry, before you go on, just Google the average age for title-winning teams.
Yeah.
28 that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing, but a lot of them players were kind of on the way out. So the first season when Pep came in, we weren't great at all. We finished 3rd. We weren't great. I think it was the season after Leicester.
No, I think it's the season they won the league, was it not?
Is it?
Because you won the league.
Yeah, because I remember getting pammed up by pammed up 4-2.
It couldn't have been because we finished 3rd under Pep in the first season, and
Chelsea
won it.
Oh, okay.
Because I think we finished 4th that season. The season Leicester won it was the season before Pep came. That was under Pellegrini. But when Pep came in, you could see what he was trying to do, but the players that we had at that time were not good enough to kind of put what he wanted to do together. So he got his players. I don't think Pep's a fraud. I don't think I think it's interesting because if any other manager wins the league back to back, gets over 100 points, breaks almost every record, we ain't calling him a fraud. So I think it's more a City thing than a Pep thing.
It's got nothing to do with City.
Only Fergie did that, and I think it's the manager that's done it.
Yeah, and it's got nothing to do with. I'm sorry, it's got nothing to do with City, fam. People care more about Pep than they do Manchester City.
Nah, you know what it is? People were just waiting on Pep's downfall to come.
That's what I'm saying. It's more about Pep than it is about Man City.
When I say people, I am people. You get what I'm saying? Then people speak. Yeah, go on, Daddy.
I am. You called it. I'm waiting on his downfall. I'll be honest. I am.
I'm not. Pep is Pep, but I understand how Pep is. He has that burst of absolute excellence and drops off. The players know it because they get sick of it.
Very true.
They even know. Thomas Muller instead of come out and said, "Yo, Pep is cool, great coach. We will have fun while he was here, and we did good stuff with him." But after a while, he was just like, "Yo, go away, bro." You know what I'm saying? And I think that's all it is. He is good for a good 3-year burst, and after that, go away. You know what I mean? Just take your time out.
It's deeper than that.
Go somewhere else.
I'll be serious for a second. I watched that Barcelona team. I watched the Rijkaard team. Then saw what Pep did. Then watched him go to Bayern. I've seen him evolve his tactics. So he experimented with tucking in the fullbacks and a back three at Barca when he was in decline. Didn't work out. Went to Bayern Munich. That's where he developed the fullbacks coming in. That weren't a Barca thing. Came to City, developed it further. It works. But people have figured out one of the key aspects of his game, which is dependent on having somebody the caliber of Fernandinho, is pressing and winning the ball back. And the problem City have right now is when you beat their press, they're lost. They're lost. You can get at them. You can sustain attacks. Even for a brief period, you will score against them. And I'm looking at City. When you watch them, let's keep it real. Pep's plan A, his tactics, like the 10 out of 10, attacking wise, but teams after 3-4 years, teams know your patterns. When I see Raheem Sterling do that same move, right hand side, ball goes in, they shift it once, he runs off the ball, they play it, ball to the back post. They're still doing that. Get De Bruyne down the right hand side, rely on De Bruyne. See, the build-up play is excellent, but you're still relying on De Bruyne's quality to put that cross into the box. Now he's got a problem solve. This is a new challenge for Pep, having to problem solve like this. I remember him losing his mind, selling Etu, then getting Ibrahimovic, and realizing, you know what, stylistically this won't work. That's how he developed Messi as a false nine, by the way. It's because the signing of Ibrahimovic flopped. So when I look at Pep and I say, can he evolve when he doesn't have the player advantage over the rest of the league? He had a player advantage over the rest of the league in Spain. And by the way, only Real Madrid can match their spending. In Bayern Munich, we already know what it is in that league. He's left, same old. It was the same old before he was there. Props to him. He was there to win the Champions League, didn't deliver. Now he's in the Prem. It's different. He doesn't have the player advantage. Kompany's a generational talent. That's hard to replace. Silva's a generational talent. Aguero, some people would say he's the greatest Premier League striker ever. That's a good debate to have.
He's up there.
Yeah. He's definitely top 5, top 3 even.
The disrespect on his name is ridiculous.
You need to look at what he winning back-to-back titles. Respect him. He's only the third man to do it. It's not easy to do. That's why it'd be a challenge for Klopp. That's why I was saying if Klopp does it under these circumstances, you have to respect it, because back-to-back only 3 men have done it, and you're talking 3 of the greatest. So that's where I see Pep.
Oh, Daddy's cut out.
I thought it was my internet for a second.
The shakes. The shakes. It's not the Glazers, it's the shakes this time. Talking about their boy.
Obviously, we've done over an hour, and like I promised, I want to give you guys a quick, how shall I put it, preview into the chat that we had with Aaron, me Flawless, and KJ sat down with Aaron and looked into his football career, and it was a lot of vibes. I literally wanted to do about 30-40 minutes, and we ended up doing an hour and 36. So what I've done, So I've how I'm going to drop the video is let me just add Danny back.
You added him. Is he back?
Yeah, I had him back. There we are. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is before we go, we're going to end on that video. It's like a 4-minute clip. So I'll let you guys have a look at it. Before we go, I just want to say thanks for everyone for tuning in. Please like and subscribe to the channel. You get me on the road to 100 subscribers. Please get me there.
Let's go. Soon come.
Soon come, man. I'll just go through everyone. If you just want to plug your socials and your accounts. Yannicka, if you go first.
Yeah, so my Twitter is at Yannicka with 3 A's. My YouTube is Yan City ENT. And that's it.
Yeah, Indiana.
Sorry. I was going to say.
No. Oh yeah, Girl Done Podcast. Come on.
Yeah, you can catch me on Saturday mornings on Sarcasm City TV in Girl Done City.
Done now. Out here.
Right now.
Yeah, Indiana. Do you want to plug yourself?
Yeah, First 11 _TV on Twitter and the First 11 on YouTube.
Kojo, Mike.
Yeah, you can catch me on Twitter at Free Midfield. The same on all the audios, so SoundCloud, Spotify, the rest of them. On YouTube at Free Midfield Podcast, along with FS Uncut and Usman Talks United as well. Got a plan.
Yes.
Yeah,
And Flawless, man.
Yeah, people, you can catch me on Twitter, on Instagram at That's Me Flawless. Also, the Sarcasm City podcast every Sunday, 7 p.m. That's a non-footballing podcast. If you're easily offended, that shit's not for you. Shit gets wild over there. Also, trust me, it gets wild on that podcast and that. Yeah, because it's non-sport. It gets absolutely mental. So, yeah, it gets crazy over there. From a Third Eye View, we go live every Monday on Pi Radio. That goes live on the Pi Radio YouTube, 7 p.m. Myself, JV, and Stro. We discuss everything Premier League. It also goes live on DAB Radio. So if you're in the Northwest, just retune your DAB radio, will come up. Also on the Sarcasm City TV, on the Sarcasm City YouTube channel as well. There's many shows like Jan mentioned, Gyardem City podcast, there's Man Them United, whole heap of shows on there. So just go over and get locked in.
You see Flawless there, he must have clones. I'm telling you, bro, this guy's clones.
The reason why I'm laughing is because every time I watch Flawless on any channel, he always gives that warning about if you don't like it, just don't watch it.
Yeah.
Just you know what? I have to give the warning, because we live in the easily offended era, and the Sagas of Zay podcast, like, it's wild and it's weird. I'm pretty wild, and I'm the least wild done out the three. You have JV on there, who you man know. JV's nuts, and then my brother talks is just outlandish as shit. So I'm just letting people know in it. Like, if you're easily offended, don't get locked in it. You know what I'm saying? There's no sensitive.
When you say it though, easily offended, trust me, it gets wild over there. Wild. I get different thoughts when you say wild. I'm like, yeah,
it gets wild. It gets wild though. It's just you know what it is. Man. We just having conversations. The conversations that we all have, that we have behind closed doors, we'll just have them on the podcast. So all the wild shit that gets said behind, we'll just have it. It's open, innit? It's like an open locker room type shit. You know, man, them chat. Like, we just talking openly, though. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Yo, and KJ, man, run through with your socials, man. The leader of the resistance.
Yeah, so follow me on Twitter at elite_KJ. Listen, road to 1K, people.
Let's go.
So if you can go over there and follow me, that would be great. You'll find me mostly on the Football Terrace. Go subscribe to that and the Football Terrace clips. I run that channel too. Get the best clips and the best moments from the Football Terrace on that channel. I have my own podcast on the Football Terrace called Midnight Vibes.
Yes,
it's just a nice late night. Manny was there last weekend. You know what I'm saying? It's just a good time. We just chat football, chat Premier League. Yannick has been there. Yo, the rest of you, Flawless has been there. Yo, Danny, Indiana, Kojo, you man will be on there too soon. Don't worry about that. I haven't forgot about you, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, go over there and watch the show. And Viva La Resistance, #VibesSC, Church of Vibes and that. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
And Danny, yourself, man?
Yeah, you see the tag there. That's my Twitter there. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll see the link to my YouTube. But follow KJ, though. He's the leader of the resistance. He's close to 1K. I've seen his journey from the beginning of the Football Terrace during lockdown. Man called in Skype first. Then, unlike some people, brave enough to show his face.
Facts.
Yeah, you're sending the shots.
His way in. Your little backstory. Let me show you guys some game. Yeah, all the young kids watching. Let me show you how man hustle out here. So KJ, this is how he hustled Terry. Yeah, made an intro for Terry, gave it to him, and then made Terry pay him for it. That's gangster. That's gangster. Yeah. So please follow my brother at Elite KJ. Road to 1K. Good to see your progress, bro. But yeah, make sure you follow everybody else on here as well. Make sure you follow them.
Thank you, Danny.
And yes, and you guys out there, thank you very much for tuning in. And as promised, here's your clip. Yes, people, welcome to Fake Football TV, and it's your boy Manny, the Fake Football fan. Yes, as you know, Flawless KJ and I were given an opportunity to sit down with Mr. Aaron United and dig into his football career. We have great footage, yes, an hour 36 of footage. So what I've decided to do is release this in a 3-part episode. The first episode we released at 150 subscribers, so please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share with your friends and family. I appreciate the support. But let's get straight into it. Here's some footage from the life of Aaron as a footballer, part 1.
I had a trial at Standard Liège when I was 16, and Batshuayi was there. And at the time, he was cold baller. Yeah. I had a trial.
No, let's delve. Wait. Let's delve more into that. So, how did the trials for Standard Liège come about?
So I was at a club called Eindracht Aalst, which was a club in 3rd division at the time, and I remember we played an international tournament in the under-15s. So basically, the club that I played for there, every end of the season, they do like a big international tournament, right? And they invite like bare teams. And I remember we were in a group, I think, with a German team. I can't remember who. We were in a group of Standard Liège and Tottenham at the time. And was it Tottenham? Yeah, it was Tottenham because we drew 4-4. Sick game. Hold on.
Just sorry to call you off. Yeah. I was going to say, what Tottenham players were around at that point?
So we ended up playing against Standard Liège, innit? Bruv, that's a game I'll never forget because they would play the 4-4-2, and up front they were playing 2 strikers, a guy named Dolly Menga, and I don't know where he plays now, and a young kid at the time named Mishi Batshuayi. And fam, holy shit. Yo, this guy was running ragged. Like, he was tearing us. I think he scored like in like 15 minutes or something. Like, he was cold in it at the time. Left foot, right foot, header, anything you want, bro. Man was just sick. And then the season after that, I remember I left school and I had my phone. My phone was off in it, and I turned it on. And my dad I had like 5 missed calls from my dad, and he said, "Yo, check your phone in it." So I checked my phone voicemail, and it stand out, yeah, saying, "Yo, we want you for a trial. This, that, and the other. We think you're good. So if you can come over and you can have a trial, and then we'll let you know in it." So
Ollie out show. This is what I say. Ollie got to go. You get me?
But you know what? Well, we 16 minutes into the show. I was waiting for it. I knew Manny was going to get it in there somewhere. You get what I'm saying? He was going to get Ollie out in there somewhere.
What's your strongest attribute that you thought you had, and what did your coaches think your strongest attribute was?
Pace. I think my strongest attribute is definitely my pace, and yeah, the coaches were saying the same thing. And I'm being critical of myself here. A lot of times, yeah, I was looking like a one-trick pony. I was looking like Dan James.
Yes, people, and there you have it. My phrase says it all. Man said a one-trick pony like Dan James. But really, man, it was a great experience. And Aaron, thanks for giving me the opportunity. And special shout out to Flawless and KJ for jumping on. You made it 10 times better. So there you have it, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll be dropping the first part of this video, 150 subscribers. So please subscribe. All I need is 150 of you to subscribe to the channel, and you get the video for free. Come on, man. Yes, and once the first video drops, I'll be dropping the next 2 videos 1 week apart. And finally, at the end of each video, there will be information on how you can win a free football shirt. Yes, that's any shirt for free from me. For free from me. Come on, man. How can you not like that? More information will be in the full videos. Take care, love, and peace.